Hello.
For the film and for being here.
Hello, guy.
I honestly did not think I would make another video so quickly, but I clearly just don't have enough to do. Look, I just got back from Europe and I'm waiting for uni to start and I'm unemployed. It was like that random unemployed friend on a Tuesday. Just that doesn't even matter what day it is because all I'm doing is talking to a camera. I edit the video and just upload it at some point like 2 a.m. on whatever day of the week. No social life. The only life I have to worry about is battery life. But the main reason I'm back so soon is because The Brutalist, directed by Brady, Corbet, is incredible. I might have to find a better way to start these videos soon. I cannot keep on waffling through these intros like this. Anyway, The Brutalist was directed and produced by Brady Corbet and written by himself and his partner, Mona Fastvold. And it is really good, like really, really good. It follows Laszlo Toth, played by Adrien Brody, a European architect and Holocaust survivor who comes to America to rebuild his life and marriage post-war, and whose talent is quickly realized by a wealthy American industrialist. I saw the trailer of this a few months ago, and those horns, they kind of instantly hyped me up, I can't lie. And now it's getting a lot of attention this awards season. You know, sometimes I do feel weird saying nerdy words and phrases like awards season and stuff, but that comes with the trade. That comes with the trade, you know. Just stop me when I start talking about capital M movie and stuff like that. That's when I know I've gone too far.
Who wants you to know that every step of the way, you're watching a capital M movie.
But seriously, it got nominated more than Wallace and Gromit, so this really is some serious business. I was a little worried about the fact that it's, I think, 3.5, 4 hours long. I wasn't sure if anyone would be game enough to watch that with me, but it ended up being all good, and with the intermission, it really doesn't feel that bad, to be honest. Like, I was never bored, which I thought I would be eventually in the movie, but I never was, and I think that's obviously a good thing. The first half is important, equally so to the second, but it's paced a little slower and less happens in it, which is good because that's how the second half stays so interesting for so long. But neither half felt like it was 2 hours long, which I thought was really impressive. Could this movie have been 2 hours long? Yeah, probably, but it wouldn't have been any of the better for it. I mean, you'd have to cut so much, and while maybe the basic idea would have still been there, everything around it that makes the script so dense and impressive would have been lost. I would say this movie is probably as close as any movie can really be structure-wise to a book. I think Brady Corbet even makes that connection himself, that books can be as long as they want, and movies that, you put such a fine structure on how it needs to be and how it needs to be paced. But I think this movie does such a good job of pacing a story over 13 years in a way that it's not boring, but it still has time for things that a movie like A Complete Unknown didn't have. And I mean, every scene, the acting was top, particularly from the two leads, Adrien Brody and Felicity Jones, but everyone in the cast did such an incredible job. I think this happens more in the first half, or at least I noticed it more in the first half because you have time to notice smaller things like this, but I like how when a character says something interesting or like gives a monologue or gives off an interesting detail about himself, the camera stays with them for a little bit longer at like a medium close-up. I think it happened at least two or three times, and it's almost as if like Corbet is giving you a portrait of this person. And look, honestly, between Timothée Chalamet and Adrien Brody, who I think the Oscar is probably between this year, I have to say it's tough. I mean, my boy T-Shao worked so hard in A Complete Unknown. He did the singing live, he did the guitar, he practiced for 5 years. And in that, his performance from that end might be better, but there was a scene like shortly after the intermission in this movie where Adrien Brody was just doing that acting. And I thought, man, Timothy didn't have to do nothing like this. Timothy didn't have no scenes like this. Like, sorry, read it and weep, bro. Honestly. Friendship with Timothée Chalamet ended. New best friend is Adrien Brody. I don't know if that joke is gonna play. I mean, he does have experience in this role. This is the second movie Adrien Brody has played a Jewish person escaping the Holocaust, with the something being the title of the movie. I have to take a minute to praise how this movie looks as well, to be honest. It made a really big deal about being shot on VistaVision, which I didn't know what it meant originally, by the way, but I understand why. I mean, on a budget of under $10 million, they made a 4-hour-long movie look like it cost at least 5 or 6 times as much as it did. There's a scene in Carrera, Italy, which already caught my attention in the trailer, but really the whole movie looks so excellent. And the score too, by the way, those horns, I don't even start talking about those horns again, but dude, I can still hear them now. Every time, just so good. So good. Very interesting and very good at keeping tense scenes tense. I did write that in my script like that. Very interesting and very good at keeping tense scenes tense. It was late when I finished, I guess. But yeah, dude, this bit on the poster was really epic. And I really want to spend some time talking about the script too, because this was probably one of the best screenplays a long time, I guess. I don't know. Dude, it was late. Like I said, it was late when I wrote this script. Very dense, and to be honest, I think there is something here that most people will gravitate to. Whether it's immigrating to another country and having to deal with some dumb comments, or having the vision so clear and the people funding that vision with money, for whatever reason, interfering with it. I think that must have been most relatable for Brady Corbet, because the passion that Laszlo has for his work and his need to complete it to his specifications, even if it means waiving his fee, is a story you hear like pretty often out of Hollywood.
We'd had a very bad experience making another film, and this was sort of an exorcism to write this movie.
Some people have said that the epilogue at the end drags a bit, especially because the scene beforehand is powerful enough. But I think, in all honesty, this movie almost wraps up too quickly. And look, I understand why they wrapped it up a little, like, suddenly. I mean, if this movie had wrapped up any slower, it would have been 5 hours long. But I do think the ending does a good job of summing up the story still very effectively and ending the movie well. I mean, that's what it is supposed to do, is the end of the movie, and a lot of waffling when I was typing this, clearly. And that's really all I have to say. I'm gonna rush the end of this video too. Strong 9. I can't be out of giving a 10 to the second movie I rate, but it was really, really good. And I want to do an outro soon, but honestly, I'm not really there yet. Maybe next time. There's actually a few more things I wanted to say while I was deep in the editing process of this review. That's a lie, I haven't started yet, and I'm not going to start tonight, but it's like 1:30 in the morning, and there's just a few more things, a few more ideas, you know, I have to get out about the Brutalist. That's why you're seeing the room from the opposite side now and stuff. I read an interview in Vogue with Brady Corbet and his cinematographer, and they were talking about a lot of shots in the movie, but one of the things that grabbed my attention is the amount of attention to detail they put into taking a photograph of Adrien Brody and Felicity Jones getting married in the movie, and it's based on a real photo of a real Jewish family, and the techniques they used it to make it actually look old-timey. And Brady said something about like how a lot of movies try the old-timey thing and it doesn't work and stuff, and that's deeply relatable, honestly. Like, yeah, every now and then you'll just see an old-timey photo in a movie, and it won't look authentic at all, basically. So I think you know, they did a good job with that. That's not really a point. What I'm trying to say is that that's sort of the attention to detail that this whole movie was directed and written with, to be honest, which is really impressive. Also, while I watched a video about Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan before too, and the comments about the friendship being over, they might have been a bit exaggerated. To be honest, I don't really care who wins this Oscar at all, as long as it's one of the two of them, because they had by far like the best performances out of anybody this year. I hope Brady Corbet was the best directing though. And to be honest, this is a very it's a really heavy movie, very heavy subject matter. It's a sad movie. Some it's like really heavy, it's a sad movie. Some it's like really kind of sort of but it's hard to somebody that's about it. What do you expect? That's like it's well. But you really and watch it. That's really yeah. I think we play some more of this. I don't really have too many other notes, I don't think. Oh, they make too many mid movies. They make way too many mid movies. This has nothing really to do with that. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, someone saying it's like a critic film. This is not a critic. Like, you know, this is not one of those movies. They get way worse than this still. This is a
Capital M, capital M, capital M movie.
I've come full circle with the term now. Now I'm fine using it. This is just also me ranting now. I'm not even wearing any pants at the moment, to be honest.
Picture the most pretentious person that you follow on Letterboxd. That person definitely gave The Brutalist 5 stars.
Bruh, do I look like the most pretentious guy on Letterboxd? Do I? I mean, I have the mustache. I don't even... No, that's a lie. I do actually have a Letterboxd. I don't use it often, though. I tried it, but I just got bored of logging movies and stuff. So instead, now I do this again. But, you know, it's like, dude, why do a Letterboxd when I could be a YouTuber? For real. Why review movies on some website when I can do it for all of you? Goodbye.